Hey there, folks. Santee at the Arizona Ghost Riders here, dressing the part, the cap. Let's look into it.
I can't have none of them, so I might as well like them all.
Tim, you are a philosopher and a gentleman.
For many of us, the Christmas season brings up images of the Victorian era. I, for one, look forward to themed events with carolers wearing clothing that smacks of a Charles Dickens novel.
Charles Dickens?
Yes.
You mean Barnaby Rudge?
No, Barnaby Budge by Charles Dickens. That's Dickens with 2 Ks, the well-known Dutch author.
I am aware that is Great Britain, but the clothing wasn't confined to just that area. Our great melting pot was taking notes on the fashions of the times. When we think of the Old West headgear, the cowboy hat is at the top of the list, followed closely by the derby. Well, there were others. One was the cap. Often associated with the working class or immigrants, this was a very common topper that became adopted by every class of person.
Hog boy!
The design is simple, with a brim on the front and one or more panels creating a crown to cover that noggin. Today, we associate that with a baseball cap.
You mean you never seen baseball before?
That is correct, sir.
Fishermen and other folks who had hard labor jobs tended to wear these as they stayed on your head during all sorts of weather and could be stuffed in a pocket when not being worn.
I really need God, I need
They could be waxed to keep them waterproof. Would you seen them on the range? Well, nowadays maybe. Not so much back then. The wide brim hats cowboys wore were better at keeping the sun off your face and neck. Of course, back then they spent long hours on the back of an equine and didn't drive in vehicles. Civil War soldiers made good use of the kepi, which is loosely translated to cap.
We've seen enough of them Johnny Reb caps to last us a lifetime.
It seems most cultures that made their way here had a type of small serviceable cap. Centuries ago, the Irish developed their very recognizable one, which is still very popular today. These were often made of tweed or linen. The crown material actually lays over the brim, creating that distinct and classic look. Some had up to 8 triangular panels. Among its many designations, it was also called, shockingly, the 8-panel hat.
What time is it?
5:30, sir.
The peaked cap was similar, but actually spans a lot of sub-styles. We see versions of it on sea captains, newsboys, dock workers, freighters, soldiers, you name it. We think of the train engineer cap as being a unique look, but the style is evident in most of these work hats of the time. However, these tended to have a one-piece pleated crown with a flat top. The vertical stripes are reminiscent of pillow ticking material, which in later years many were made from. Pillow ticking was common material, and its thickness provided warmth for working on the railroad all the livelong day.
Whiskey is making you silly. Why do people wish to be silly?
Silly? Who you calling silly?
Speaking of cold weather, caps could have built-in flaps that tied at the top. In inclement weather, those could be brought down to cover your ears. A good example is the deerstalker hat made famous by Sherlock Holmes.
Murder, my dear Watson. Refined, cold-blooded murder.
Murder?
Many hunters could be seen wearing hats like these. River Junction Trade Company sells a neat stormy weather hat with a flap that folds down to cover your ears. Railroaders wore this one as well. If you look at photos from the era, you will find caps on many Old Westians. I definitely suggest adding one to your wardrobe. I've put links in the description field down below where you can get some period reproductions. Well, folks, that's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on down the trail.